of Oman. My next wonder is the maritime culture of Masandan. Famous for its dhows, the iconic trading and fishing vessels of the Western Indian Ocean. The dhows still play a vital role connecting the coastal communities within jagged inlets known as the fjords of Arabia.
The mountains and hillsides that plunge down into the sea are stunning, but they're really inhospitable. They're impossible to pass through. So it makes complete sense that the people on this peninsula turns to the sea to survive and to seek opportunity.
Maritime trade is an essential part of Oman's identity as a shipbuilding and seafaring nation. Masandan's key position at the entrance to the Gulf of Oman has placed it at the heart of that story.
Although it feels very remote, there are clues all around as to how strategic this place was and still is. This place is called Telegraph Island, and it gets its name because in 1864 the British built a station here for the telegraph cable from Karachi to London. And apparently it was a famously tough posting. You can imagine it's very exposed, it's very hot, there was hostility from local tribes. So although it feels quite romantic now, I'm sure in its day this was seriously hardcore.
1,000 years before the invention of the telegraph, Omani merchants were sailing to South China and dominating the busy trade routes from Sri Lanka and India to Arabia and East Africa.
These dhows were built so flat and broad, partly so they could transport really heavy cargo. So we know they carried sapphires and pearls and ebony and ivory and carnelian from India, teak wood and sandalwood and camphor and copper and frankincense. So you have to imagine them just laden with treasures.
The success of Oman's merchants and sailors was based on their unrivaled navigational knowledge.
الثريا أو بين الثريا والسماك والسماك تجي لبندر وإذا أخذت العيوقة تجي من جر وعلامة من جر ومخرها كتفكير كبار كثيرا يقصد.
So the captain's reading these lines of someone called Ahmed bin Majid, who is a 15th century Omani sailor known as the Lion of the Sea, who wrote lines of verse and prose to kind of guide people into how to best navigate these waters. So what was that last bit? What was he saying?
Here we talk about the place where you do anchoring, and it depends on the depth of the area, and he just explained on that depth what you need to do on that depth, where you need to drop your anchor or how to stop, how to park your boat and secure things.
Amazing. So still really, really useful information.
Still some people they use it actually. My grandfather used to use this kind of way sometimes.
Oman was the only modern Arabian state to have an overseas empire, stretching from Iran to Tanzania from the late 1700s to the 1850s. The combination of internationalism and isolation has generated a unique cultural phenomenon on the peninsula. A village squeezed between the mountains and the sea with a one-off language and identity.
So this is Kumzar, right on the northern tip of the Macedonian Peninsula. It's incredibly isolated. You can only get to it by sea, but it also sits on one of the most strategic choke points in the world, because out there is the Strait of Hormuz, and 40 miles across the water there's Iran. So a friend of a friend has told me there's a woman here called Nakia Al-Kuzari, who speaks some English, so I'm hoping she can kind of decode this culture a bit for me. Hello.
Oh, hi. Assalamu alaikum and marhaba. Nice to see you here. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, it's lovely to be here.
More than welcome. Yeah, you can more than welcome.
Thank you, lovely.
More than welcome.
Oh.
This is our review.
Have a seat. Thank you. What a place. What does it feel like living in this community?
I love everything here. It is amazing, feeling amazing life for us, especially today in our modern life.
And the language here is so fascinating because am I right in saying it's a completely unique language,
Yeah.
Kumzari?
Kumzari has a secret. All sailors there, all fishermen from many countries are coming to take their water from here. They bring their culture, they bring their nationality, they bring their language to this local area. Kumzar now is mix of many languages at the world.
So in Kumzari you have ancient Arabic, ancient Persian, Turkish,
maybe French,
French,
Turkish,
Hindi, Portuguese,
yeah,
maybe,
Portuguese, yeah,
and
Portuguese
English.
and English.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a salad of a
Yeah,
language.
yeah. The language is a mirror of the culture. You can see the history on the language.
And it's so true as well what you're saying that a community that is cut off by the water isn't isolated. The waterway really was a highway for people to travel and to learn from one another. I've just got to hear you speaking a bit of Kumzari. We've been talking about this beautiful language, but we've been talking in English.
بكمزاري قوة خدهم بكمزاري وكدريو ور بكمزارة بكور بعدك بكمزارة.
Walking through the village, you can hear exotic loanwords like the English door, forno, the Portuguese for oven, or the Hindi words for bread, naan, and numbers 1 to 5, ek, do, so, cha, panch.
بس خلبات خلبات.
Who is she? She's obviously a friend of yours. Is she something to do with medicine? Because she was
She's
sort of
doing
pointing at.
medicine, yeah. She has an organic medicine doing on herbs and grass.
So I've just met the wise woman of the village. I've never met a proper wise woman before, so thank you. But what an incredible. She has got stories to tell.
Makia is taking me to Kumzar's well, the magnet that attracted travellers from Europe, India, Persia, each leaving a few words as mementos of their passing.
So this is the destination of all those travellers.
Yeah, which I call it the secret of the language,
Yes.
the secret of the area, the secret of the culture.
Thank you for showing me this, because this is like Kumzara is made by the sweet water of the well and the salty water of the ocean.
The lure of fresh water was the making of Kumzar. Its language reflects the welcome they gave to sailors, the shipwrecked and smugglers for centuries. Making of this treasure something of a paradox, the most inaccessible settlement in Oman, but also one of its most deeply multicultural.
The land of Oman is a wonder because it's a reminder that geography and geology, earth and sea, make history, and that when we face the challenges of extreme environments face on, we can make treasures that help to connect cultures and civilizations across the continent.